I have ridden a horse before. I went horseback riding a couple of times. So, but I ain't rode one on a beach. So, I
Yeah, that's
mean,
pretty cool. See, every
why
time I've
not?
done it, it's been one of those like it's cool, but I've always done it where it's like you're in a line with a bunch of people and the horse is just following like a group of people. I want to like ride a horse, like I'm in control and I'm like galloping with this bitch. You know what I mean? Like I want to be a cowboy. Like
You want the full fucking
yeah, I'm
experience.
not just trotting in a line and it's just following the instructor's horse. That's stupid, man. Like I'm tired of that. I've done that a couple times, but
Like, I'm a big boy now. I can ride a horse.
that's right, man. That's what I want to do. I want to like do it freely.
Oh man.
So.
This KC and Washington game.
How's it going? Casey actually looked like a team this week.
I mean, they just turned the ball over, but it was on Tariq Hill again. They had to pretty much should have caught the ball. He doesn't, and then it gets picked off.
Oh, one of those tip ball things.
That's like the second week in a row where he's done it because he did the same thing last week when the Chiefs played. So I don't know if it's just him right now, just not being completely confident, or I don't know what's going on, but
Yeah,
definitely should have caught the ball.
yeah, we got to get into that because I had put on the list this week. We got to talk about some of the teams that have been surprisingly disappointments this year, and obviously they're kind of at the top of that list. So we'll have to get into them a little bit.
Dolphins
Or the Titans, bro. I want to talk about them too. It's just like I mean they've been injured, but still, I had high hopes for them, you know. But
yeah.
we got to talk about Fury Wilder, bro. That is one of the greatest fights I've seen.
You got
live.
your Iron Mike Tyson on. I got my Muhammad Ali shirt
Let's
on.
go, man. Boxing time. What'd you think, bro? Did you watch it live?
I did. It was a dog ass fight. Like it was a really good fight. But I honestly felt after like Wilder got knocked down the first time, I felt like he was in trouble because he was like it just really felt. I felt like he was shook in his. It seemed like every time he gets knocked down, and you tell me if I'm wrong about this, but it seems like his legs just immediately go and he starts to get real wobbly, bro. And it's just like he's just not stable. Am I wrong about that?
No, I agree.
Like,
He looked like as soon as he got up, he just looked like his mind was kind of like, I don't know. That's what was crazy about it. After he got up from that one in round 3, he looked like mentally to me like he was already like kind of out of it. And I was like, shit, man, like this is not good.
about to get bad.
And then boom, round 4,
Slapped
bro.
him
I was
twice.
like, holy shit. I stood up, bro. I was like, holy shit.
I mean, because and the thing was he caught Fury literally right on the head, and then I think, and was that the punch that they said that like where he broke his hand?
That would make sense. I mean, that was clean on that
Like
dude's skull.
man, and that second knockdown, I messaged you this. I was like, bro, that ref was a little long. Like, I wish we could bring Frank back because I want to play that clip and get Frank's opinion on that ref counting. Because I distinctly remember when we had that conversation with Frank, he was like, I'm not about to ask you, like, are you okay? Wipe your gloves off. Come to me. Like, I'm not doing all that. It's giving you more time. And so ever since like Frank kind of mentioned that to us, I'm like, these refs are giving this guy way more time to recover than just to get back to boxing. But that second count was it. He stopped at 5, started to talk to Deontay, and then went back at 5, and that was like 4 seconds that went by, and Fury still wasn't up.
Yeah, inexcusable, man. I definitely want to talk about that because I don't think anyone could look at that and say that was not a slow count or that he shouldn't have. Why would you look at him in the middle of the count and tell him to go to the corner and then continue the count? But my thing is this, I don't think it would have mattered because if you look at Fury, and he said it after the fight, both knockdowns, he was conscious. He wasn't out of it. He was just staring at the ref. He was breathing heavy, and obviously he just got rocked, right? But like he was there. And I will say this as well. Go watch any fight. Have you ever seen a fighter get rocked and then jump back up by like the count of 4
Oh, no,
or 5?
you're never not going to kill somebody get right back up.
They're going to wait until about 7, 8, and then, you want to take as much time as you can. You just got rocked. You know what I mean? So I think Fury just took whatever the ref was giving him. I don't think it was like he needed all that time,
No.
So,
but it was just like, it was a real, it like honestly probably got to about 15.
Yeah. Yep.
So, and then after that, you could see that like after that round where he had that 2 knockdown round, like it just wasn't the same.
I don't think Wilder won a round after that round.
Like, it was just a beat down after. It was a beat down after that. Like you got to give him credit. I mean, he made it. He lasted that long, and as as he says, he wants to go out on his shield, and I felt like he did that.
Mm-hmm.
But from then on out, it felt like at that point Fury started to put his game plan back into action.
Mm-hmm.
Right, where he was actually boxing, because I felt like those first couple of rounds he was just trying to knock his like head off.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you and I both said like you can't get into like a slugfest with Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, no, definitely not. And I totally agree with you. It seemed like after that he kind of like that, like he was like, all right, I can't play around with this dude anymore. I got to get back to like what I need to do because he can knock me out. Holy shit, bro. I don't know. But credit to Wilder, man. What heart to stay in there for like 7 rounds of just getting your ass kicked. And,
He was. And I think he went away from it because like those first couple of rounds, even though it was still tight, like he went away from his game plan. Like, you listening to his corner is telling him like, dude, you over here, like what happened to your jab?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's telling you like, you got to get back on the phone. Like, you got to get that hand up because he's swinging at you.
Yeah.
And it was just.
Yep.
It completely like he got rocked and was like he reverted back to like fucking I'm gonna do what I do best.
Yep.
Once he and I think isn't that this everything is all you got a game plan until you get rocked and then it's like okay what you gonna do from then on out and we found out like once Wilder gets knocked out like a game plan out the fucking window now it's just I gotta survive.
For sure. I mean, look what he was doing in the first round. He won that first round. He was jabbing to the body and he looked good. I was like, okay, I've never seen Wilder do this. So it was very interesting.
Right.
But I kind of had a feeling that would happen, like as soon as he, got stung, it was going to be because that's even though COVID happened, because their second fight was the month before COVID popped off. So they have had a lot of time between then, still not enough time to completely change who you are as a boxer, man. You've been fighting that way for however long. Like you just said, I just feel like when the going gets tough, you're going to revert back to whatever tendencies that where you're comfortable. You're not going to go to that, out of your box, uncomfortable place when you've just been stung and you feel like you can get knocked out, So credit to him though, bro. He hung in there for 7 rounds after that. He just got his ass beat basically. And then that last punch though, man, and Fury said it after the fight and
clapped him.
It's kind of true that I want to talk about like what you think the future holds for him because Fury said it. He was like, those are the kind of knockouts that end careers. And like, he got fucking like hit hard. The way he hit the ground, I was like, oh, man.
He got knocked out. And then, and I will say that, I mean, like he has to be a better sport about like getting knocked. Like you got beat, bro. It is what it is. Right. And he over here talking about something he don't have respect. And I think it just kind of, I'm going to assume that he just like was still in battle mode and just wasn't willing to accept it. And so I can understand that point, but he has to, you got to grow from that and just accept it. Like he's just a better man. He beat you 2 times. There's nothing you can do about it, bro.
Yeah, man.
And it wasn't a decision.
No, exactly. Like, it was taken out.
You got beat both times. Yep. But I don't know. Like, does he retire or does he try to like, okay, well, let me see if I can get a couple more fights back up under me, get my confidence back, work on this, this boxing and truly boxing and jabbing, and then see if I can get another shot. Like thing, but then was like, will Fury give him another shot? Like, is it worth it that? I mean, now it could be a payday because having a fucking, going maybe do a fourth one, I don't know, but like it's a payday. Like I don't know if anybody else is gonna give Fury that same payday that Wilder has.
Yeah. I will say this. I don't think any other heavyweight in the world beats Wilder that night. Like Wilder looked, I mean, like who's getting up from those punches? I mean, like I think Wilder clearly just solidified himself to me as the second best heavyweight. Like I don't think anyone else would have beat him that night. And I heard Fury's promoter saying that after the fight. He was talking about it and he was like, Joshua wouldn't have gotten back up from those. I don't think Usyk would have got back up from those. Ruiz wouldn't have, that's just Fury, man.
It's like, so is that a fight since they both just lost? Is that the fight? I know he had Joshua has a rematch with Usyk, but like, is that the fight?
I would like to see it.
Like Joshua and Wilder go at it.
I don't want to see Fury and Wilder fight. If they ever fight again, it's got to be like a while from now, like years and years down the line. Like it's just we've just seen that 3 straight times. Like it's time for Fury to move on to other things and Wilder as well.
Then,
you know.
So what's that? So is that Usyk? No. So let's say Usyk beats Joshua. Is that what that is? That has to. And you talked about this before with Fury, and it's the weight difference in this heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like he still had 60 pounds?
A lot. Yeah, at least
like
40.
50, yeah, at like 40. on Fury or on Wilder, he would have damn near 50 or 60 on Usyk.
Right. The only one that kind of compares is Joshua. I think he fights in like the mid 250s, so that's the only one that's kind of comparable. But
yeah, and it's like if Usyk goes, I don't know if he can really can he really
he would have to just box and move. He wouldn't be able to get on the inside at all. You know what I mean? Because
he would get mauled, bro.
Yeah. Because Fury fights kind of dirty, bro. You'll see him get in there and throw some kind of
I
mean, love it.
He was catching Wilder with uppercuts while they was
in the clinch.
Wow, just catch him with one, bro. Yeah. He got caught a couple of times like that during that fight.
Yep.
He's so fucking smart.
Yep.
And he just reminds you of one of those old men that just know all the fucking tricks and he can pull them off. He does it, but you can't get mad at him because it's part of the game.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly, man. That's the thing. It's because that was part of it. People were like, he's holding Wilder's head down and giving him the uppercut. I see that point of view, and then I also see Wilder can't be putting his head down like that, man. You're just gonna get rocked.
I mean, the ref told him. Yeah. The ref told him you can't keep putting your head down, bro.
Yeah, So, oh man, what a great fight. I don't know what comes next. If you're Fury, I'm riding so high after that. If I'm Fury, I don't know. And Frank, I will say this. Maybe we'll get Frank on another time soon, but he said to me, and I think I said this last time, that he thinks this is Fury's last fight and Fury's done now. And it's I can't really argue with that if that's what he chooses to do. It's he beat Klitschko, the dude that could not be beat for 10 years or whatever, Then he got so depressed, was out of boxing for 3 years, ballooned up to 350 pounds, whatever, came back, put on an epic first fight with Wilder and then beat the shit out of him twice and regained his belt. That's just fairy tale right there, It's does he really have anything else to prove? I mean, it would be cool to unify all the belts, but
that's what I was just thinking.
I don't know. I would love to see that just as a fan of boxing and a fan of Fury. I love watching him fight, man. He's so unique. I've never seen a dude that size fight that way, man.
Yeah. I mean, for him to be as big of a guy as he is, he got super quick hands, really good feet, really head movement is.
Yep. Well, let me ask you. I don't even think that was his best fight. He looked rusty to me. He was getting caught.
He was. I think, but that was just. But once the knockdowns and once he got serious, all right, let me stop fucking around with this dude.
Yep.
And stop boxing. It was, you could tell it was night and day. After round 6, it was night and day. He was just.
Yep. He was going after him,
man. But my thing is if he fights again, I feel like there's only 2 people that's gonna give him the purse, and it's either Wilder or it's Joshua.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else is gonna give him that same type of even with Usyk, I don't think it's gonna bring that same type of notoriety and attention that having Joshua or Wilder in there is going to bring.
I agree with you, man.
I'm sure he has to know that.
Yeah, and the Joshua fight would probably be the biggest fight in English boxing history, because I'm sure they do it at Wembley or some huge stadium, and it kind of takes the muster out of it now that Joshua's been beat twice. It would have been really cool if they were both undefeated or if he had just beat Usyk, but I don't know. I think that's the biggest one right there. Like you said, Usyk isn't really a big name. Ukrainian's not really big for boxing. However, now they've got 2 really good fighters. They got him and Loma, which is kind of crazy. Probably both in the top 10 pound for pound. But yeah, I think the biggest payday and the biggest fight's got to be Joshua. Wilder's always intriguing, but it's been 3 times. I don't want to see that again. Like I said, unless it's way down the road, Wilder clearly improves. I'm good on that for a while. We've just seen that 3 straight times. So I feel like it's got to be Joshua. And I have a weird feeling that Joshua's going to win him back in this next rematch. It seems like he just doesn't take dude serious. Then he gets beat like he did with Ruiz. Then he's like, all right, I got to come back and win these bitches. So I don't know. We'll see, man. It's
yeah, but did you see any of the undercards?
I did. I saw some like Polish dudes, two other heavyweights. One was Wilder's sparring partner. That's the only fight I saw. I think.
Did you see Belonga?
See the dude that was hitting the other dude below the belt?
No. No, it's Edward Belonga. Remember I told you when Teofimo Lopez fought Loma and he was on their undercard, and I told you Edward Belonga, and I was like, bro, you gotta check him out.
Yeah,
he was on that undercard, bro. He is what is he? I think he's a super middleweight dude. Is not. I don't know if you saw that. He is nice, bro. He got fucking hands.
Cool. Another contender coming up.
I'm telling you, bro, you gotta check his fight out, dog. Like he may be a problem with coming. I think he only like 20-some years old. Like he nice.
Fuck yeah. Super middleweight, you said?
Yeah.
Could be a potential Canelo fight down the road then, because that's right around his weight. So
yeah, because I think like but maybe like 2 of his fights have ended in the first round.
Yeah, I'm about to check him out. That's dope. I love hearing about new dudes that are rising through the ranks and kind of like hearing about them.
Yeah.
Before, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that all plays out. And I think the boxing goes as the heavyweight division goes, though. So it's really good to see. Like that probably sparked so many people's interest that weren't even really into boxing. That fight was crazy.
Oh yeah, it was a dog ass. It was a fight that like we needed to see.
Was that the best fight you've ever seen live?
Oh, I don't know, man. Because like growing up and like watching some of like the De La Hoya and De La Hoya fights and the early kind of like Floyd fights.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I could. I mean, probably as far as just like action and knockdown.
That's what I mean.
Like I'd probably that was probably the one that got like the most action and but like it may be that one. It may be that one.
I've never been so. I mean, I've been watching historical fights forever, but just as far as live, I was like, holy shit, dude, this is like an instant classic.
It was insane.
Like
it was insane. That's
absolutely nuts. I'm a big fan of both, right? I love like sweet science boxing, like watching Floyd. Some people think that's boring though, and then but then there's something to be said for that shit where two people just go out and it's not even a boxing match. They're just fucking swinging on each other. I love that, man. Like
they were going at it.
They were, man. I love that, dude.
Warriors,
man. Credit to Wilder, bro. Again, I know I'm same thing you said. I was disappointed afterwards, but I will say he did put on Instagram later last week, congratulations to Fury. So that's good that he kind of, said something. But
yeah, I think it's just, again, you get caught up in like you in fight mode and you're like, I don't want to hear this shit from you, bro. I don't want to hear no love shit. I don't want to hear no respect shit. Get the fuck out of my face, bro. You just beat me up and now you about to like try to be friends. Like, no, we can't be friends right now. Give me time to digest the fact that I just lost and I got my ass whooped for the second time.
Yeah.
I don't want to kumbaya. I don't know. I'm good, bro. Like,
I got you.
You gotta go, dog.
I got you. Yeah. I don't know. I just like the closure of it. I love good sportsmanship and seeing, because after the first fight, it was beautiful. They like hugged each other and they were like, we're clearly the best, but I get it, man. You have no idea what's going through that dude's head. He just got his ass kicked for 7 straight rounds, like was just getting mauled. So who knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah.
We got to talk about Gruden, man.
Yeah, dog.
I'm shocked. Like I really am. I just didn't expect it. I grew up watching that dude when he was an analyst, on like Monday Night Football and stuff, and he just seemed like a good dude. But I think I texted it to you when it came out. Like, you just never know who someone is behind closed doors, dude. Like, it's, you can put on a face and whatever, but you never know who someone
I wasn't
really
surprised.
Is.
I honestly wasn't. Like, I wasn't surprised at all. But but now you want to see the rest of those emails from that investigation into the Washington football team. Because you're like, like that he is not the only one that is making these type of comments.
No, definitely not.
And he's not. Right? So like blow the whole fucking thing up, because he's not the only one that's involved with this. And I think that's what people are asking for. Like the Washington cheerleaders football team, they have they want an investigation on those emails that were exchanged because I guess he sent photos of like some of the cheerleaders like topless.
Yeah, I sent you that bullet list. Did you get that? I don't know if I sent it to you actually. Yeah, that was brutal.
Like, and you want to see like, okay, so what are these people's responses to this? Right? Correct. Like you like, because like, are you egging this shit on, or are you like checking him about it?
Right.
And I'm not gonna lie, it's like, as far as things with Gruden and the shit that he's doing, like, how did he become? Remember, he had that whole segment with ESPN where it was like quarterback camp or whatever the fuck it was. Yep. Like, when did Gruden become like this quarterback like guru?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I'm younger than you. I don't even remember when he was winning that Super Bowl before. You know, like, I just always knew he was an analyst.
But like he has never been seen as like this. Like, if I'm a quarterback, I'm going to John Gruden to get better.
Yeah.
So how did so it just kind of stunk of like privilege, bro. Like I'm happy that it happened to get rid of it and get it out. But it's what really is upsetting is the fact that like, what is it? Mark Davis, I think it is
the owner.
His response.
I didn't see it.
Because he pretty much, his response to it was, well, the NFL has all the answers, so ask them.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. Yep.
And it's like, bro, don't be salty. Like, he fucked up. Regardless if he was working for the Raiders or not, he fucked up, and he needed to go.
Yeah, I agree completely. There's got to be accountability. What's interesting, too, and this isn't my opinion, I've just heard people say this, and I think it's interesting. Kind of the same thing Dave Chappelle brought up, bro. It's very interesting that, like, first the racist comment came out and nothing happened, but then as soon as like homophobic comments came out, then it was like, all right, he's done. You know what I mean? And I don't know, maybe it was a ticking time bomb either way, but like that is a very interesting point to me. You know, like it just seems like they were ready to like let it go when it was just a rubber lips comment or whatever he said initially. You know what I mean? Which is just unfortunate, you know.
And the thing is even with that comment, he didn't back away from it. He just tried to shift it.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, well, I mean that you're a liar. Like, who the fuck says that?
Yeah, what? Yeah.
Like, when did that term become a thing of like, oh, well, you're a liar? What?
Yeah, it's just backpedaling, bro, trying to get out of it. I mean, it's good he's gone, but I mean, and Carr said the same thing you just said, man. He's like, it'd be not. We should open up every coach's emails.
It has to. It has to. You have to, because he's not. You come on. We're dealing with the institution of the NFL, and you can tell me. I mean, first he was sitting there. Remember, so outside of the shit about DeMaurice, or I don't know how you say his name, DeMaurice or DeMaurice Smith or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Then it wasn't until he started finding out the shit, calling people pussies, and the comments that he made about Goodell, and then about Michael Sam, right? But it wasn't until, like you said, it wasn't until then that he made those things. But it's like he sent those emails to somebody. What was their response?
Exactly. That's a good point. Like, why is that not being talked about? I would assume they didn't. This is just an assumption. I don't even know why I'm saying, but like you would think they would have repercussions if they egged it on. So I almost think it was almost just more of an enabling thing. They probably didn't check him on it, and it was probably just like, well, fuck, that's just John, you know. And it's like
John being John. Yeah, like, no,
not okay.
But we need to. But I feel like us as the consumers and shit like that, like we need to know that, bro.
I agree. And the people that like argue like whatever it was years ago, it's like, bro, he's in a locker room with majority black player. Like, what do you mean? Like, let it go? Like, are they gonna let it go? I wouldn't let it go. I'd be like,
no, like you see how bad his team fucking played last week?
Yeah,
they look fucking terrible. Yeah. And then what was the guy that came out as gay on his team? He took a leave of absence.
I forgot that dude did that this year. Yeah. Holy shit, man.
I don't remember the guy's name, but like...
He's like a defensive lineman or whatever?
Yeah, I think he's D-line. But like he took a leave of absence. Like, I can't deal with... Like, my coach was over here saying shit about Michael Sam. And if you look, he probably thinking like, damn, bro. Like, he think of me like how he think of Michael Sam.
That's so wild,
man. That's my coach.
I didn't even think about that. Wow. Yeah, I remember first Monday night game of the year, they showed that dude's Instagram video when he came out, but I totally forgot until you just said that dude was on that team. Yeah. Like how could he stay? There's no way. I don't even understand that argument whatsoever. Like there's no way, you know?
Yeah. Like there's no statute of limits to being a racist and being misogynistic and homophobic. Like there's no statute of limitations on that, bro. Like you gotta go.
No. Definitely, dude.
But
Definitely.
yeah, well, my hope is that I mean, it does kind of seem like they made an example of him, right? Which is fine, but they have to open this up more. And like you said, what a car mentioned about, we really got to dig into this and really start to eradicate this stuff, because it's right now the NFL is trying not to be racist rather than being like anti-racist.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's the thing where people are like, it's just not enough to just not be racist, especially when you have a league that I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is what, like 70% black.
All of
Like
their helmets say equality. It takes all of us, all that shit. You know what I mean?
the end zone says end racism.
Yeah,
Like, come on,
yep.
we got to move it forward. So, but I mean, good for them for just getting him out, but they got to figure it out. But okay, move on from Gruden. I'm done talking about it.
Okay, man. Sounds good to me, bro. Did you see State yesterday?
I did see State yesterday. They pulled it off. It was getting
Sorry
a little
ass win, bro.
It was getting a little touchy,
But
there for a bit.
Yeah, man. It looked like they wanted to lose. They didn't. I'm happy.
They didn't.
And now they got a bye. I think Michigan had a bye this week, so State did their job. I need to see Michigan win, man. Oh man, that'd be such a good matchup. I've been saying it all year.
Yeah.
If they go into it undefeated, how hyped that would be, bro.
I mean, I'd be surprised if Michigan loses to Northwestern.
I would too.
Northwestern's offense isn't really that good. Michigan's defense has been really, really fucking solid so far this year.
Yep.
So, it'll be interesting. But I mean, first of all, Alabama lost last week,
unranked.
Playing around.
Iowa lost yesterday to an unranked.
Got that ass smacked by Purdue.
Crazy, dude. Crazy.
Did you see their Twitter feed?
No.
They said we beat the number 2 out of Iowa, because Iowa was number 2 in their record. So they said we beat the number 2 out of Iowa. Shit was hilarious.
Fuck yeah.
It was hilarious. I loved it. I love the pettiness. Pettiness.
So that probably means MSU and State will both go up a little bit in the rankings too, So
let's see. The rankings just came out. So Michigan's up to 6 and MSU's at 7.
Dude, that's gonna be such a hype game. Michigan's gotta win, bro. Holy shit.
Bro, first of all, fuck you for sending that goddamn video.
It was the anniversary. I wasn't looking like, oh, let me find this shit.
No. Stop bringing up old shit.
The
you
ball
would never
is
let
free.
that go. I don't understand how that happened.
The ball
I was at
is
work
free.
like, they're good. They won the game.
We were working together, bro. You were on the ESPN app. You were like, it's over. And then the next thing.
Like, all they got to do is just punt it off. Game is over. There's no way they can get this.
That'll always go down as such like a bizarre, crazy play, man. Like, how do you not? He could have thrown the ball for all that mattered. Like, you didn't even have to put, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, that was nuts, dude.
You just fall on it.
Yep. That was literally like the perfect storm, man. That was crazy. I want to say that was Harbaugh's first season.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It really was. Like, but I think the surprise with college football right now is how bad Clemson looks.
Horrible, man.
Like, their offense is just, they look terrible, bro. They really, really look terrible. And then, I mean, you look at the fact, like, you have a team like Cincinnati at number 3. Who would have thought a team like Cincinnati being number 3
exactly
in the AP polls, bro? Like, that shit is, like, I think it's really, do you think it's starting to become like this shift in football where, like, it's these like non-Power 5 conferences are starting to, and you'll have like these teams that are starting to rise up? Do you think that's happening or no?
I would love to see that, and I would hope that's the case, right? It kind of gets to a point where it's like a cycle of someone like Alabama, right? They win so much that it's like, I don't even think they probably have to do as much of recruiting. It's just like every great player is like, hey, I want to go play Alabama. You know what I mean? So it would be really nice to see that kind of circle out and get more even playing. And I'll tell you what else. It'd be really nice to see them do, and I think my dad told me that they were planning on switching to this, but like an 8 to 10 team playoff for the national championship.
They were having conversations. I don't know if they had agreed upon it or not this preseason, but I know that they've had some conversations around it. I mean, you look at some of the top 25. You got University of Texas, San Antonio is ranked in the top 25, which is like, oh, okay. I didn't know that was a Division I school. You got SMU ranked in the top 25, Coastal Carolina, Cincinnati. So like you're starting to see these teams kind of rise up that aren't in the Power Fives. So I mean, I guess that's pretty cool to see that.
It is, dude. It makes it more interesting, and I'm always for that. But to the point of the playoff thing, I always get mad every year when you see usually the top 10, that the bottom of the top 10, those are still usually undefeated teams, and it's like
they're really rock solid teams.
Granted, you look at them and you're like, Bama would probably beat them, but it's like, how do you know? Why does this team not deserve a chance to play for a national championship when they went 12-0, but Bama and Clemson and LSU do with the same record, or even with a loss? It's just like, I get its strength of schedule, but it's like, let's make a playoff and actually see who the best team is.
That's why I think the beauty of March Madness comes into play, right? Because you just never know on that one day if that team is just gonna have luck kind of roll in their favor, or they just may be the better team. And get there, right? And that's what I think the beauty is. So, and maybe in the college football can kind of capture some of that. But you think about it, there's usually the same 5 to 6 teams that are in play when it comes to the playoffs, right? Bama, Clemson, Oklahoma, Ohio State,
LSU,
not even LSU. I would say
Georgia.
Maybe like Georgia are usually like it's the same 5 teams, and probably you can maybe throw like Notre Dame in there every blue moon.
Yeah, Penn State.
It's the same 5 teams. Penn State hasn't even made it to a college football playoff.
Oh yeah, I got you. I was just kind of,
but it's those same 5 to 6 teams that are consistently always in the running for it, and it hasn't been outside. You may have a year where like Michigan State made it one year.
Like it doesn't happen, bro.
It's so seldom that you'll have some. So hopefully they make that change, because I think it could really, really be a benefit. It's a way for them to kind of garner more money.
I would watch. I would be so much more.
I would definitely watch. Like, how dope would it be to see like Alabama go up against like a Coastal Carolina?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Right? Or like the year when like the University of UCF went undefeated. Right. They beat Auburn in like the Sugar Bowl or something like that. Like, how dope would it have been for them to kind of see like, okay, in these playoffs, like, can they win?
Right. Like compete? That's a great. I was almost thinking about that when we were just talking about it. That team specifically, why would that team not deserve the right to go play for a national championship? Like they deserve it as much as any team, and it's just ridiculous to me that it's based on this press point system that they've got. And it's like, who are they to decide? Let's actually. Well,
it's not even so it's not the press. They have a committee that decides on the 4 teams. Yeah, so it's like all these commissioners and stuff like that. They are the ones that decide, like, okay, who are the top 4 teams, and they all kind of have like their own criteria, but they decide on it. But I think they have to find a way to expand it to give these teams like an opportunity, bro.
I agree. Did you see Orgeron's going to retire after this season?
I just saw that. I was on the phone with a friend before we got on and was telling me that, which is kind of surprising. But I mean, LSU's kind of, since Burrow and them left 2 years, I think they've been kind of struggling. So I think it's probably kind of time for them to kind of go ahead and.
Someone was saying that Mel Tucker should be in the running for that position, which I hope not, because I really like him. He looks really good, but who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, but that game, Michigan and that Michigan State, it's gonna be a dog ass game, because Michigan State's offense, y'all got some playmakers, bro. Like y'all literally, he a beast. And I'm not gonna lie, he kind of makes me nervous because he's a beast, bro. Like Michigan hasn't played, like Michigan hasn't played anybody that like is as dangerous as those guys are. Like,
but State hasn't either. That's why it's interesting. We don't really know either way. These teams haven't really been tested. Either of them,
I mean, well, Michigan has some tough games against teams that like don't have that same type of. So I'm because I think it's going to be who can kind of have put their game plan into place, because Michigan's defense has been looking very nice,
right?
And granted, now Adrian Martinez kind of like cut his weight with them a little bit last week, but they found a way to win the game. So yeah, it's going to be real interesting when they play. Hopefully they can go in both undefeated.
Right. And I think you just nailed it. It's going to be very interesting. The X factor to me is going to be when Michigan's on offense and State's on defense, because it's like whoever's, firing on all cylinders on that side of the ball. That's going to be what determines it because State's
Yeah.
offense looks great. Michigan's D looks great. Oh, man, this is one of those situations where I wish I was making big boy money right now so I could just fly home for that shit and see that. I would go ham, bro. I think it's in East Lansing, isn't it?
It is. It is
Yeah.
East Lansing. Yeah.
Ooh, that's going to be fucking wild. I'm
It'll
sure
be a
that'll be
dog
nationally
game.
televised.
Yeah. Oh, I would be surprised. I wonder what they're gonna do because they don't have the time posted. So I'm going to assume it's gonna be like a night game, which
Yeah.
that
Whew.
would be fucking crazy.
Yeah, man.
That would be crazy.
You just going to watch it at home?
I
I think it's right before Halloween, right?
Yeah, no, I won't be in the country.
Where are you going to be?
I'll be in Jamaica.
Hell yeah. Cool, man. How long?
So a whole week out from the 30th to the 5th.
Fuck yeah, dude. Are you going to like a resort or are you just doing like exploring?
Yeah, out in the resort. I mean, I can't do too much, still recovering from the Achilles surgery or whatever. But yeah, out here living life.
Hell yeah, man.
So,
love to hear it. Michigan's treating you well, giving you vacation time already. I like it.
I've earned it. They made me work.
That's good, my man. I'm glad to hear it. Oh, that'd be cool. So are you just gonna do you can't move around as well, but like, is it more like sightseeing or more of like a relaxing, like resort style vacation?
It's gonna be more relaxing, but I plan on doing some stuff. Just doing some they have some water sports that you can do. Like get on, you can go and get on. I probably want to go and get on like a catamaran. I think that'll kind of just be fun to go out and do and have some fun with. Like riding horses on the beach and shit.
Cool,
just some random stuff like that. So
you ever ride a horse before?
I have ridden a horse before. I went horseback riding a couple of times. So, but I ain't rode one on a beach. So
yeah, that's pretty cool. See, every time I've done it, it's been one of those like it's cool, but I've always done it where it's like you're in a line with a bunch of people and the horse is just following like a group of people. I want to like ride a horse, like I'm in control and I'm like galloping with this bitch. You know what I mean? Like I want to be a cowboy. Like
you want the full fucking experience.
Yeah, I'm not just trotting in a line and it's just following the instructor's horse. That's stupid, man. Like I'm tired of that. I've done that a couple times.
Like I'm a big boy now. I can ride a horse.
That's right, man. That's what I want to do. I want to like do it freely.
Oh man! So hold on, I gotta ask you. So I don't know if you had a chance to watch any of the WNBA games, but so I will watch game 2 of the finals, and so it's the Mercury in the Sky, and a girl she came back. I shouldn't say a girl, woman. She came back from having a calf strain. But bro, she came down full speed on a fast break, crossed the hell out of this girl. I'm talking about she broke her ass up, crossed the shit out of her, bro, and then pulled up for the 3 and stroked that bitch.
Really?
It was definitely, bro. I was in the house like, damn.
Did the Sky win?
So the Sky won the last game. They blew the Mercury out last game. Like they were losing by like 20 at halftime, bro. Like Diana Taurasi has looked terrible so far these finals. Like she's really, really looked like she need to hang it up.
Her age is showing. Yeah,
it's just I think between her and Sue Bird because I don't know if you saw when Sue Bird got she hit her forehead she hit her forehead on the court.
Yeah, man, they're getting old, bro. Is Candace Parker on one of those 2 teams?
Candace is on the Sky.
Okay. Gotcha.
I
saw a stat line where she balled out one of those games too.
Yeah, like the point guard for the Sky. I think it may have been the first game of like the second round. I forget who they were playing, but she had a triple double. Was killing.
Fuck yeah, man.
But the game, like I was just watching the game, and there's a girl that's on the Sky. Or, her name is Kalia Copper, bro. She can hoop, bro. Like she. Like you can tell just from how athletic she is. Like there's a time she came down, she stopped, hit Diana Taurasi with a step back and just pulled up and drained that boy right in her face. And I'm like, bro, she's nice. Yeah, like she's really nice.
So what is it? It's going into game 3, 4.
This is game 4. So the Sky can win the championship tonight if they win today. So we'll see, but.
It's a good year for the Valley, man. Suns make it. You know, the WNBA team looks good. Cardinals.
And then shout out to those man. And we gotta talk about that, but like shout out to to the NBA players, showing support to the
they were all
WNBA
there.
players. They were all side. Yeah, so because it was the Trailblazers and the Suns that had like a preseason game, and then they all stayed after and watched that finals game. So shout out to them for just kind of showing support to the women.
I just moved here and they're doing all this, bro. I don't know why I'm not getting like free tickets. Like it's clearly my effect that like Phoenix is going nuts. But like every Arizona team has been balling since I've been
going
here,
crazy,
so,
bro.
yeah.
So I mean, we gotta talk about that matchup though. That matchup that's coming with Murray and who is it?
Is it next week?
Murray and Baker? No, it's this week.
Oh, today. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting, man. It's in Cleveland, right?
Yes, in Cleveland.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, bro, because I was at the game last week and Murray definitely looked hurt, bro. Like he did not look very good, and it was very interesting to watch. Because the 49ers were very injury depleted and they made that a game. Like it was pretty close. So Murray just couldn't throw the ball. So it was very interesting. I hope he's doing better. When he's been healthy, he just looked like the MVP so far this season. So
You think so?
I think between like him, what's his
name?
Herbert. Herbert is, oh my God, man. That dude is
nice, bro. And it's just like he has this quiet confidence about him. Like he's not super boisterous or anything, but you just like he's nice.
It's poised.
Very, especially how young he is. He's what, 22, 23? Like, I don't know, but
it's depressing, bro. I'm 23 now, so I'm finally at the age where like, these people coming in are like younger than me.
And you kind of look like Herbert too. I ain't gonna lie. You gotta let the hat off and let the hair
Oh
flow.
my God, bro. I look at these guys. I'm like, you're a pathetic fucking specimen, man. Look at these dudes. They're so much bigger than you, and they're like 2 years younger. I was watching college yesterday. Like these dudes are like 4 years younger than you, bro. Like this is like.
Ethan, listen, like you are a big fucking human. Let's just not act like you not though.
I'm 6 foot, but like like it's just like I look at it and I'm like, wow, like growing up, it was like, all right, like these are dudes, but now I still look at them like they're older than me. And I'm like, fuck, these dudes are like 4 years younger than me. What the hell?
Yeah. Like Kevin Durant is like a year younger than me, bro. Like,
yeah, man.
What was I doing with my life? But you know what?
Bro, Myles Garrett might be my age, dude. That dude is...
Do you ever think about that? You ever think about that? Like, bro, you and Myles Garrett are the same species.
Yeah, yeah. That's insane.
Where was I at when God was just giving away this natural athletic ability?
Well, dude,
he depleted mine.
And he was in another life. Myles Garrett would be that dude from like Troy that was swinging around the huge hammer, just like killing dudes on the front line of like, battle, bro. Like I'd be an archer in the back, like.
I'd be in the kitchen, like y'all want some soup, like
yeah, right.
Because bro, like you think about like people like like Myles Garrett is a fucking monster, bro. Aaron Donald is like these guys are huge human beings. Like what? Where was I at when God was literally like got to me like this all I got left. I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
Like I ran out for the day.
Nuts, bro. Nuts. Credit to those moms. How did they deliver those humans, man? Like holy
talk about
shit,
moms.
Bro.
Like imagine being a mom for like the Watts.
Oh my God. That'd probably just be the most just ready to
like
pass out every day. Just those two,
bro.
like probably as kids, just like beating the shit out of each other, running around.
Like and then you gotta feed them damn kids.
The Jones mom, Chandler and John and all
the fucking Gronkowskis.
Dude, crazy.
Like, how do you manage a household like that full of fucking boys? Like,
hey, not to be crass, but Steven Adams' mom, that chick must just be like destroyed. Just like they have like 11 of those kids, bro. There's like they're all like 7 foot.
They are huge.
The oldest one's like his sister or something too. She might be a basketball player or some type of athlete. Like all of them are just monsters, bro.
Monsters.
It's like there's like 7 or 11 of them. Like it's like
they are monsters.
Holy shit.
Shout out to the women that's giving. Like literally,
she's like women not even. She's like C-section. I'm not even like contemplating. Like you're just gonna cut it out. Like I'm not.
Because they like shout out to the women that could do that and just man like them like you said the Jones like with Chandler and Chris and like
John. Yeah, man.
They like
huge human beings. Huge.
Like. But then, like, as a mom, you got to know, like, shit, I'm set for life. Once they get to the league, I'm good.
Right.
I am good. I don't got to do shit else but just sit back and live life and do whatever the fuck I want to do.
That's right. You, like, got to raise these dudes for, like, 18 years and then, like, the money starts coming, you know? That's crazy, bro.
Man. Whew.
Or imagine if you gave birth to a bunch of kids like that big and they were just nerds and had no coordination.
I would be like, if you don't get the fuck out of my house, you gotta go. Unless you about to build me like a program that's gonna sell for millions, you gotta get the hell out.
All that size and they're just no coordination, just gumpy, like, oh man. Because that's the thing too. Most people that are that size aren't like that, you know, like they're not athletic, like, you know.
No, you really don't find it. You don't find it. Like, so that's why, like, look, it's gonna be two things. Either you playing a sport or we playing video games and you about to go win some millions, like being a top like,
esports. That's right.
Like, seriously, bro. Like, figure it out.
Man, dude. Yeah, that's crazy. You ever think about that with kids? Like, I would never push my kid, like, be like an aggressive ass parent, but like I do wish a little bit more like my parents would have been more strict on me, like, and like, no, like stick through with this at a young age. And like, you're going to really thank me later that like you stuck with this for your whole life. And like, you ended up being, cause like, I love sports and I love music and shit like that. If they would have forced me to play guitar my whole life or forced me to fucking box from like a young age, it's like, you just don't have as much of an advantage if you start or get a passion for it in your late teens as someone that's been doing it since they were fucking 6 years old.
Because you got to be a special athlete to catch it on later in life, right?
Yeah.
Like
Deontay.
Like
19.
later in life.
19. Like, that's nuts, dude.
So I think you got to feel like the healthy balance as a parent to do that, right? Because you want to push them, but you also don't want to turn off their interest in it. Because I went through that with my dad, where I was at one summer, I was playing for 2 summer league or AAU summer teams, and I was playing my age group, and then I was playing above it. And bro, and I tell you, I was fucking exhausted,
just burnt out,
bro. And it was at the same year. It was the same year where like I hit like at least about a good like 3 to 4 inch growth spurt. My knees were, I was tired. All I wanted to do was sleep. And I was like, at a point, I told my dad, like, I don't want to play basketball anymore, bro. Like, I'm over this. I don't want to do it. So I think you just got to find a balance of, you know, as a parent to still kind of pique their interest in the sport and everything while still pushing them and keeping them engaged. So, yeah. Or
when you do it too much too, you turn your kid into like almost a weirdo, like a Michael Jackson or Tiger Woods parent type situation where they just fucking, that's all they did. And then it's like, they almost seem like socially, like they weren't even like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like,
well, you would look at something. Okay. So, but what about like the situation with like the Williams sisters though?
Yeah. I almost feel like they pushed each other. I mean, their parents were very into it, but like that's almost a situation where they probably benefited just from the competition.
Having somebody else to kind of bounce that off. You're right. Cause yeah, you're probably right about that. You're probably right about that. So,
are they still competing right now?
Yeah, they're still competing. But Venus is just at the very tail end of her career, and she probably need to go ahead and retire.
Yeah,
I think Serena is trying to find a way to match. What is her name? Navratilova, I think it is. But she's trying to match her as far as wins go.
Okay.
Just to kind of put that under her belt, because right, she's still stuck at a number. I think she just wants to reach that so she can really kind of feel like she can stake that claim of being the greatest women, you know, tennis player, you know, greatest woman athlete of all time. So, but I mean, she's a monster.
I think she beat my ass too. That chick is ripped, man.
Listen, hold on. Did you ever hear Andy Roddick talk about like when him and Serena were younger?
No.
What did he say? He was like, when we were younger, she would like kick my ass. He was like, but I was like super skinny. I was super skinny with big feet. He's like, I could literally dodge raindrops. He was like, while she was over here like power lifting dump trucks. Like he was so like she was just physically more powerful than I was.
Yeah.
It was crazy. But all right, so getting to the NBA.
Yeah.
Did you see that Kyrie kind of spoke out?
Yeah, didn't he say like he just put his other foot down kind of and just said, you know, he's not gonna do it? Yeah. So I mean, what do you think about it? Like, it's a personal decision, dude. I respect it. You know, like it's like I get it the other way, and I think you said it last time beautifully. Like it's a business. I understand the NBA side of it, but like I'm not gonna be mad at him. And Stephen A's over here like crucifying him like he's some horrible human. Well, I don't care. He can do what he wants to do.
It's not the NBA. It's not the Nets. It's the city of New York.
That's a good point.
They're the ones that have that mandate in place. Mm-hmm. It's them. So the Nets just have to, as a business, they have to comply with what the city has in place. Otherwise, we wouldn't be hearing about this shit.
Yep.
Because you think about it, Bradley Beal, if I'm not mistaken, is unvaccinated.
Yeah.
You don't hear anything about Bradley Beal.
No. You're right. It's just the state mandate. Yeah,
it's literally just because of that city mandate that they have in place. It's the reason why they can't do it. And like I said, and you mentioned, like, you have to understand the Nets' position, right? Because how fucked up is it a situation for like the backup point guard that's going to take Kyrie's spot? He is always in limbo about whether or not Kyrie's going to be there or not. Yep. Like that can affect your play and affect with the camaraderie of the team.
Exactly.
Right. Man. So, but I think people are like taking this like, oh, the NBA is enforcing this or the Nets are. It's like they're enforcing it because their hands are tied. They're dealing with government. That city government enforced this, and they just have to comply with it. And they just made the best decision as far as what to do with the situation. So I don't, like you said, it's a personal decision. I don't care what Kyrie does one way or the other. It's just, again, had the city not put this mandate in, we would hear nothing about it.
Exactly. And it's messed up. And like you said, it's not on the NBA or that team. They just have to comply. And then Kyrie needs to do what he has to do. There's like the last 2 seasons, I've had almost like anger with Kyrie almost because I just love watching him so much. And I've just felt like it's been like this and that and all this bullshit. But like I'm at a point now where, and I think I said this last week, like I've just came to the conclusion in my head that I don't think Kyrie's in it. It's totally different. This vaccine isn't really related to this. I just mean in general, it seems like his biggest concern is not basketball. And I just, I don't know. It just seems like I don't know how to explain it, man. After that championship, it just seemed like he's got other stuff going on and it's all good stuff like social justice and he's advocating for certain groups and he's doing a lot of philanthropic things. And it's like, but he doesn't have that like 24/7, like all I care about is winning a championship mode. And that's just where I'm at with him. I can't be mad at him for it. Like no one that's a professional athlete has to have that mindset. Like, they can just be as good as they want to be and, do what they want to do. It kind of stinks when you see someone that's so talented and you're like, you could be one of the greatest fucking players, but he's going to do what he's got to do.
Yeah. I mean, because I think when you get to like that stardom that Kyrie is at, you see what he can deliver on. Everybody wants him to kind of have like this Jordan or this Kobe mentality, right? That Mamba mentality where it's just super focused and you're focused on the game. But tell me if you would think is that for Kyrie, it's like the game comes so easy to him that he doesn't need it to be his sole focus.
I totally
agree.
Literally,
we talk like Kyrie. Remember I brought this up, like his bag is just different, bro. Like his bag is big and he can do whatever he wants on the court and no one can really stop him.
He's one of the top 5 most skilled players I've ever seen in my life, bro.
Like, right. And it's like, so you get maybe it's a situation where like he's so good and he know that he can do this. Like, does this need to be my sole focus?
No, it really doesn't, man. That's the thing. Like every time since he's left Cleveland, I don't think he's played a full season. It's been injuries or whatever. He's only there for like a quarter of the season. And every game he plays, it's just like, holy fuck, dude. Like this guy is incredible. He doesn't look like he's lost a step. He doesn't look like he's not in sync. He's rusty. He's just head and shoulders more skilled than most of the players that he's going against.
Yeah. And we got to remember, like Kyrie has some serious. And you remember when he was in Cleveland, those first couple of years, his knee was literally split.
Yeah, I think he went out game
like
one.
Like they showed a picture of his knee. They showed a picture of showing his knee, and that motherfucker was split.
Yeah. Yep.
Right, but for him to be able to recover from that and get back to being that player and still being super shifty and everything, like,
God, yeah, so fun to watch.
Dude is just fucking nice.
Yeah,
dude is just nice. So the season starts on Tuesday?
Coming up, man. I'm very excited.
So it's the Nets and the Bucks and the Warriors and the Lakers. So let's start with the first game. Who you got in the first game?
I'm gonna say the Nets, man. I think Kevin Durant, barring injury, is going to win MVP this year, and I think this is going to be the year. I've been saying it for a couple years, and I know other people do too. But I think like this is going to be the year, assuming he's not injured. Kevin Durant's really going to put his stamp on, like, I'm the best fucking player in the world. That's after just seeing how he played in the playoffs last year. He just looks head and shoulders above everyone else. Like, he's so good, man. So talented. So I think he's going to come out with a statement. I say he's going to drop like 35, 40 in this first game. And it's going to be a good matchup, though, because Giannis, fresh champion, sure he's going to want to ball out. Is it in Brooklyn?
No. It's in Milwaukee. You got to do the ring ceremony.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be a good game, man. It's going to be really good.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm going to go with the Nets as well. I mean, James Harden is healthy. And they got Blake going to be back healthy, Aldridge. Like, we know that team, just with those two alone and the cast, like, the Bucks don't have anything. And, like, who do you put on? You as the Bucks, are you putting Giannis on KD all night?
No, you can't. I would as a coach, but like it's almost like I've noticed that they have to preserve his energy for the offensive end. You know what I mean? But they don't have PJ Tucker anymore, so it's like who?
That's the point right there. Who do you put on though?
Yeah.
Who do you put on? Like, do you put Drew Holiday on? So then now you got to take whoever it was. You put Drew Holiday on. Like all he got to do is just post him up and hit turnaround, right? So you got to put Drew on James.
Mm-hmm.
It's
tough, man. Do you think that's different in the league now? Like, I didn't watch the league in the 90s and stuff like that, but from like the lore of it and what people talked about was like Jordan was guarding the best player and also obviously giving everyone the business on the offensive end.
It wasn't a situation that he was always guarding the best player because Scottie Pippen was a better defender than Jordan.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Right. But oftentimes like it was a matchup. So like Jordan would guard Reggie Miller.
Mm-hmm.
Right, or he guarding John Starks, or he's guarding Clyde Drexler. Like he would guard those guys, but like oftentimes you also had Scottie Pippen that like once Jordan was tired, you have Scottie Pippen to throw right on them too as well. Yeah. So it could just wear guys down.
Yeah. What about
and those two guys? Just
What about Lakers and Warriors? What you got there?
I'm not gonna lie. The Lakers have not looked good during the preseason, and I have a lot of questions about what they're going to do from a shooting standpoint. I think they'll win that game just because the Warriors can't match up from a size standpoint.
No.
But shout out to the man from Michigan, Jordan Poole, because dude has been balling during the preseason. Bro.
He has, man.
Like he's been going off. But I just don't think that the Warriors will have enough to be able to match up with the size, especially not with Clay not being back all the way yet.
Yeah, when does he come back?
I don't think that they've given the time frame yet. But with they've said that he's been looking good and everything, but they haven't really given any news as far as like when. Hold on, wait, what did I just say?
I miss him, bro. I miss watching.
They said he should be clear for full contact within a month.
Okay, cool. I can't wait to watch that dude, man.
Bro.
I'm sure he's going to be on a mission. Just, ready to kill it. People forgot about the Splash Brothers, man. Those dudes are just going to shoot the lights out once they get
there. Be careful. The Warriors are going to definitely be a team you got to be careful for.
Do you think LeBron finally moves off the ball this season, being that Westbrook's going to – I know they'll stagger the minutes, but, like, when they're all on the court, is he going to play, like, that traditional 3 or 4 role and, like, kind of play the post? What do you think he's going to do?
Yeah, I think so. I think he'll play off the ball, but I think he'll do a lot of what he did in Miami because, like, you think in Miami, like, Wade oftentimes is bringing up the ball and just catching, like, getting the ball to Brown in the post or, like, catching them off of, like, backdoor cuts as well. So I think that they'll probably implement some of that. You lift Davis and whoever else up. So let's say you lift Davis and who's their other center. I know they got the white, but I forget who their starting center is.
Jordan.
Yeah, DeAndre Jordan. You kind of lift them up so that way Brian kind of gets some of that backdoor action going. But I feel like they have to because Russ is become super inefficient and ineffective when he doesn't have the ball in his hand.
He does, man. That's what's so interesting about it. Like, it's just going to be a very interesting chemistry experiment. That's all I'm going to say. I have no idea. I can't even make an educated guess on like what I think is going to happen.
So we'll give a guess on this. Does that team stay the same for the whole entire year? I'm going to say no. Okay. Like one of them are going to be gone.
Really? Wow.
I think one of them will be gone at some point during the season.
I mean, it won't be Bron.
We know that. Him and AD aren't going anywhere.
So you think Russ?
I don't know. I don't know if it'll be Russ or Melo. I don't know. But one of them, Dwight Howard, I don't know. But one of them are going to be gone. They were not going to stay that whole season with the Lakers.
I just saw someone on Facebook and was like, can they just give the people what they want and trade Kyrie for Russ and we can have the OKC big three back and then Kyrie and LeBron back?
That would not be that would not be fair because I don't, even though you're making that switch, you throw Russ in with James Harden and Kevin Durant right now.
That'd be nuts, man. But then Kyrie and Bron back together with AD would be interesting too.
It would. I just.
But I don't trust Kyrie. He's got to go do his seances and whatever the fuck he's got going on every other game and doing his thing.
Not seances. I can't, bro.
What was he doing one time in Boston? He was lighting those. Do you remember that? It was like before the game.
Yeah, it is for you to get rid of get rid of like spirits and negative energy and everything. In the what's the name? I mean, hell, you got to get rid of some of that bad juju voodoo that he had when he.
Yeah, man. Fuck all that. That's it's gonna be interesting. I'm excited for the season. The Heat look pretty good too, man.
The Heat do look nice. I'm interested to see if Jason Kidd can find a way to get Porzingis and Luka to get along.
Yeah, that'll be interesting too. I did see the most profound comment I've heard in a long time. Someone asked PJ Tucker who he thinks is going to win this season, and he said, whoever stays healthy will win it. Thanks, PJ. That was the most profound thing I've ever fucking heard, bro. Really?
You don't say.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, okay. It's like, all right. Yeah.
And hey, real talk, I know we're about to wrap up here, but the Bulls look fucking nice, bro.
It's intriguing.
Like the way that they can get up and down the court and Lonzo and his passing with Levine and DeRozan.
Caruso.
Like, seriously, he's
a good bench player.
They have, and then they got Vucevic, just a solid big dude that can get, like, they're going to be a problem.
They are, man. I agree. It's going to be an interesting season. Just a lot of new faces and new places. And Kyle Lowry's not in Toronto anymore. Like,
it's so weird seeing him in a Heat jersey. Tell me that's not weird seeing him in a Heat jersey, bro.
It's
so weird seeing him in a Heat jersey. Bro.
It is.
I saw that preseason picture. I'm like, bro, why is it so awkward seeing him in this jersey?
Right.
It's so weird.
It just happens sometimes. Like when Bron first went to the Lakers, I was like, oh, that's so
weird.
It's
weird,
yeah.
right?
Or Brady in the Bucks jersey. It's just like,
it's weird. Yeah. You ever see when they post pictures of players, like old players in these random jerseys, you're like, bro, that was a thing, right?
Yeah.
Like Shaq played in Cleveland.
Yeah, right. Or Boston. Yeah.
Right. Akeem Olajuwon played for the Raptors.
Yeah. I didn't know that. That's really weird.
It's just these random places. Like Tracy McGrady played for the Pistons.
Yeah, and the Spurs, and it's just so weird,
these random ass
Allen
places,
Iverson on the Grizzlies. It's like,
bro, it's the weirdest shit, dog.
Those would be cool jerseys to have, actually. To wear around. People would be like, the fuck? And you'd be like, no, it was
that's
real.
Not real. This is.
Didn't Randy Moss play for the Titans for a few games before he retired and shit like that?
Did he?
Somewhere weird, man. Yeah, it's just weird how that shit goes down, crazy. Man. Those old
AB
dudes. Played
for the Raiders.
Someone posted there like AB was right, and I was like, I don't know if I can give him that.
Right.
But, I was not on board with AB during that time, but sure, he got out of it. Yeah.
AB was wildin', bro.
His feet and his helmet and all that shit. That was crazy,
I forgot about the feet thing.
Yeah, man.
I forgot about that, bro.
I was so irritated that whole month when he just had all that shit going on, and then he posted on social media release me at Raiders. I was like, dude, who is this dude? But look at him now, man. He's turned back around. He's balling, man.
He's balling, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, real talk, real quick. Ravens is kicking the Chargers' ass right now.
I saw it was 14-0, man. I'm shocked. Shocked.
Me too.
Who knows, man? You're right. They might be a dark horse. After that comeback they put on the Colts, I was like,
I think that comeback against the Chiefs and the Colts, I think it gave Lamar the confidence that he was bro, because his pocket passing has looked a ton better now.
Yes, crisp, accurate.
Yeah, man, like he just looks a lot better, and I think he just feels more confident. Yeah, he's we definitely got to look at these power rankings next week, but if
we'll do that, and I want to do I got a list. I'm going to keep the link up. It's like the summer Jordan releases for 2022.
Ooh.
So we'll have to look and see what we think's hot and what we think's not so much.
Trash.
So,
yeah, some of these releases Jordan been having has been like,
yeah, man.
what is that?